So we're here at the CCA AGM with Jacques Landry, who's the Chief Technical Officer of the organization. Hi Jacques, how's it going?
Good.
Great. So last year at the AGM, you had just started with the CCA in this capacity. Of course, you have a long history of cycling in Canada. Tell us how the last year has gone in the transition and the things you're happy about and the things you want to see in the next year ahead.
Well, basically, as you said, there's a lot of activity. There's been a lot of movement. The road was paved, before I've come on board. So all I've done in the last year is implement systems that we said we would implement. We got our funding. We hit our funding levels that we were hoping to get, which basically put us in line to acquire, to pick up some staffing, some valuable staff, whether it be coaching or coordinators. And now it's just basically the ball's rolling right now, and we got everybody in place, and it's taken a bit of time. There's a bit of a learning curve for some coordinators, some coaches with the new systems in place, but we're getting there, and we're learning from experience over the course of the season. And looking forward, I think next year will be a lot smoother, communication-wise, program-wise, budget-wise. Everything's getting a lot smoother and more efficient, and we're getting more and more buy-in from the athletes as far as what the programming is looking like. We'll be putting out the calendars, or high performance calendars in the next 2 weeks, with different mountain bike, BMX, and a lot of different cycling sports, which is never really been done. We've always been a bit behind the 8 ball. So now it's a question of getting the information out to the athletes so they can prepare their season. So yeah, that's a big shift, I think, and communication is the key, keeping the athletes and the stakeholders and provinces up to speed with our activities. So all in a whole, there's been a major, I think, a kind of a facelift. We've changed the systems, made it more streamlined, more efficient, and now it's just keeping that momentum, building on that momentum for the future years.
We've seen some very important results from some of our top riders. Vane Tuff had a silver at the ITT Worlds last year. Jeff Kabush has a World Cup win this year. Catherine Pendrell again has scored another World Cup. Obviously great athletes and working with the system. How are we going to capitalize on these great results going forward?
Well, there's each year you build a system so that the athletes can actually get those results, and you hope that the athletes get the results because the system in place, not despite the lack of a system. And now it's just a question of, because we've aligned all the sports into cycling sports in line, so you have BMX, road, track. Hopefully we'll be able to get a bit more leverage from these results to get some individual sponsors, some sponsors, corporate sponsors on board with us to actually support our initiatives, our high performance initiatives in the different cycling sports. Because obviously we have some funding from On the Podium, from Sport Canada, but it is my my desire to actually have some corporate sponsors on board so that we can actually work more on a developmental level with our junior development, U23 development, so that the in 4 years' time, 8 years' time, we do still have some Jeff Kabushes coming out of the woodwork. In 2016, we have some medal potentials like we do for the next Olympic cycle. So I would say we need to work more on capitalizing on the results that we've had, whether it be Swain Tuft or Jeff or Catherine Pendrell. But right now, our coordinators doing what they can on that level as far as communications, getting media releases out in time, getting the public up to speed with what's going on in the cycling sphere in Canada. Unfortunately, well, not fortunately, but you'd like to see more activity, more information going out so that we can actually get to eventually some corporate sponsors so we can get better support. But right now, I think our coordinators are doing a phenomenal job keeping people up to speed, and obviously they do have a lot on their plates. But media, keeping everybody up to speed with programming and results is vital, in my opinion.
Next year is a very big year for cycling in Canada. We have the 2010 World Mountain Bike Championships. We have 2 Canadian Pro Tours. That's got to be exciting for the CCA. Can you talk a little bit about where you think those events are going to take us?
Well, again, it's a question of capitalizing on those events, and Mount St. Anne's been. I mean, we've known about Mount St. Anne for a few years already, so that's already in works. Hopefully, through the training camps that we've done, Dan Pruitt, our mountain bike coach, has done. We're actually hoping to get more and more athletes into the training camps next year. So we're working at not the grassroots, but at the development level, to eventually have a maximum capacity of athletes at the Mount St. Anne Worlds next year that are competitive, and from that point on have a spin-off, having a lot more popularity on the mountain bike side from that event. We've got great collaboration with Gestev, who's helping us in any way, shape, or form to actually capitalize on the fact that the Worlds are there next year in Mount St. Anne. On the Pro Tour side, we've got great collaboration from the Serdi group, or Serge Arsenault, wanting to put in a race before the two events, the Pro Tour events. Right now, as he's mentioned the U23 event. We're not clear. He's basically left us with a decision: either we do a 1.2 sanction event on the Thursday or a U23 event. But again, that's a question of capitalizing on that and making the sport more popular. The road men, as you know, is not one of our priority sports, but I mean we can't go against this great initiative, and we have to capitalize on it in any way, shape, or form. So it is a great blessing that we actually have these events for the next 3-4 years with the Pro Tour events. So this year, I mean, we've been. It's come to us, the Pro Tour events, we've been kind of happened last minute type thing. So we didn't see it coming, nor did anybody else. But again, we're really happy to see it on our plates, and we're gonna pick this up and make it more and more viable and for us, and use as much media hype that we can to promote the sport of road cycling through these two Pro Tour events.
Sounds good. Along the way, you mentioned camaraderie amongst the athletes, and that you felt that in this past year that things have come together better as a team effort. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I think what's happening definitely in the different sports is we have a better team bonding. We have athletes that go out with in the major championships and major events with a better game plan. Focusing on the team effort, team results. Even though in some cases you got individual results, the athletes work with more synergy. I think also it's just because we're giving out more communication, more information to the athletes. They feel like they're belonging more to a program, to a direction that everybody has a common goal to achieve. If you look at the mountain bike worlds, I mean, I think it's the first time where everybody's actually been in the same environment, same living environment, which promotes good results, and we saw good results from Pandro, from Kabush. So it all promotes the high performance feel. Even with the road, when we look at the excellent placing of Erin Willock at the Road Worlds. She was part, and she contributed heavily to a good team environment with Tara Whitten, with Joël Numainville, and everybody had a job to do, and everybody was happy to see that result, and everybody contributed to the result. Whereas before, you might have had some events where you have athletes that are basically routing from themselves. And I think athletes are realizing more and more through the systems that are in place that you cannot get an individual result without a good team of people around you, whether it be the athletes, the coaches, the support staff. Everybody's part of the team. We're all in it together. We're all pushing toward the same goal, and those are medals in 2012 and beyond.
Sounds good, Jacques. We wish you all the best with the rest of the season and next year, and thanks for spending some time with us.